Hello YouTube, this is the Badass Mojo, and today I'm going to show you guys how to build Rama for his Snipe. Personally, I do not like hunters because I can never play hunters. I don't know how to land a basic attack on a minion, let alone a god. But what I do know is how to use an ability, and Rama has one of the best abilities in the game, his ultimate. His ultimate is the best and the coolest snipe in the game because it requires a lot of skill and it does a ton of damage if you know what you're doing. So in this build I'll show you guys how to build it for the max amount of damage early on, that way you can steal some kills and get ahead of the enemy. This build is not your usual hunter build because again this is only for his ultimate. You can play a hunter with this build, but it is not your typical hunter build, so don't at me. So if you're wondering what items I build, the first item I start off with is the Warrior's Axe, and the reason why is because of the true damage on his passive. Basically every 10 seconds your next damage does damage on top, so dot damage as true damage, which is amazing because true damage cannot be mitigated by any types of protections. This means that your ultimate, if you do manage to land it, if they're low health, you can do damage with your ultimate plus the true damage that will help you get a lot of kills really early. So I build the Warrior's Axe as my first item. My second item is the Jotun's Wrath because I like to spam my ultimate and try to get as many kills as I can. Basically early on in arena everyone gets to run away from you because you don't have enough damage, but with your ultimate you can always make sure that doesn't happen. So if you have your ultimate really fast, you can guarantee those kills that are trying to run away. So Jotun's Wrath is my second item. My third item is a closer item to this. It's the Crusher. It's a tie between Crusher or Heartseeker. I would go for Crusher because of the attack speed it gives you, and the Flat Pen because Flat Pen is really good against mages, and most of the people in arena play mages or hunters. I hardly see any tanks or warriors, but if they are tanks and warriors, I had that covered too at the end of the build. But for now we're going to go for the Crusher because Crusher is awesome. Also it does dot damage. It does damage on top of the damage that you're going to be doing with your ultimate. Basically every time you hit an enemy with an ability, this does 20 damage physical plus 20% of your total physical power over 2 seconds. So if you have 100 power, this will do 40 damage on top of whatever damage you're doing. Obviously their mitigation would prevent that 40 damage from being done, but as you can see this has flat pens, so most of the hunters will take full damage because they don't have as much protections as a tank. So second item is the Crusher. Third item is a stupid item. You'll probably say, why would you want to put this on a hunter? Well, I am kind of, and so I like to use this because of its stat. The third item I'm going to be using is the Soul Eater, and the reason why I use Soul Eater is not because of its passive, although I do use this a lot on my King Arthur. I like this because it has cooldown and it has physical penetration. None of the other items have cooldown and physical penetration. This item is really good because you can use your cooldown to get your ultimate off and the penetration to help you do more damage. So Soul Eater, also if you like to stay alive, this also gives you a little bit of lifesteal, not enough, but a little bit, so you could heal off of minion waves just for just a little bit.
A good choice.
So third item, Soul Eater. Fourth item is a damage item. Again, this is the Heartseeker. The Heartseeker is basically the Crusher but better because this does percentage of their health as physical damage. It doesn't do true damage like the Warrior's Axe, but it does do physical damage equal to their health. This is really good against tanks because they have a lot of health, and the more health they have, the more damage you're going to do. Obviously you need more pen for that damage to kick in because if they have a lot of physical defense, this is not going to do much. But if you're going to be using this build, you will have enough physical penetration to do all the damage. So Heartseeker as my fourth item. My last item is very situational depending on who you're going to be fighting. So if you're going to be fighting a lot of squishies like hunters and mages, you're going to want to use the Toxic Blade because most of them are very squishy, and that flat pen is going to make it so your ultimate does true damage. Almost, if they have no physical defense, you're basically going to hit for true damage. And I have done that before. So, Toxic Blade, for those of you who are going to fight against the hunters and mages, or if you are facing a bunch of tanks, you can always go for Titan's Bane, which is a percentage pen. Percentage pen basically is better for tanks because it reduces their protection by a percentage and not by a flat amount. It will pay you more to build percentage over flat against tanks.
A good choice.
And the last item we're going to be building is the Warrior's Axe upgrade. This is not a good upgrade because this is really good for people who are going to be building tanky. Although we're not going to be building tanky, we're going to want to use this upgrade for some more power and some more protections. This won't help you as much as it would if you were a warrior or a tank, but that protection can help you stay alive for a bit longer.
Very well then.
And lastly, you can build the Jotun's Wrath upgrade to have more cooldowns on your abilities, or have lifesteal if you drop below a certain amount of health. I usually go for the lifesteal one because this will allow me to stay alive for longer. If I do drop below a certain amount of health, I can always ult up and use my lifesteal to heal back a little bit more than I would with my Soul Eater. That way I can come down and have a chance of surviving. So Jotun's Wrath Vigor upgrade is my choice. You can do whatever you want. And for the relics, you could do whatever relics you like. I usually go for these two because I love these two and I've never changed my mind over these two. It's just personal to me. For items, obviously you can use the potion and the elixir potion depending on how long your game is. So this ultimate is roughly going to do over 2,000 damage if they have no physical protections. But if they do have physical protections, this is also going to be doing at least 1,000 if you can land your ultimates. And that is not counting all the procs from different items we have equipped, like the Crusher, Warrior's Axe, and Heartseeker. And with that being said, the build is complete. You can try this build out and let me know what you guys think. I personally love this build because I have always end up getting kills on low health enemies, and almost half health enemies are scared of me because I hit so hard. So let me know in the comments below what do you guys think of this build. Do you like to play Rama for a hunter or a mage? I usually play every hunter as a mage because I can land more abilities than I can land basic attack, and that is just me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who's your favorite god in Smite. Mine is King Arthur, and you guys have a wonderful day. Peace and justice and all that good stuff. Bye!